My biggest critique of Dune is that it just feels a bit unsatisfying. It just feels like the first half of a movie, and they just don't really develop the story or the characters in any meaningful way. But that was my criticism. Because, after watching Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is a bit of a similar situation, I'd like to apologize to absolutely nobody. Are you paying attention, Dennis Villamalagaloo? This is how you make a movie. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is astonishing. It is spectacular. It is amazing. It is Morbius. This is a really good movie. So, listen, first of all, the art styles in this movie are absolutely incredible. From the variety of all the different dimensions that they go to the way that they go even deeper into that whole like comic book motif with all the different panels and stuff. Genuinely jaw-dropping. Maybe the most beautiful animated movie I've ever seen. My current phone wallpaper is the generic, or not generic, but the very widely the very widely distributed. I don't know why I'm spending so long on trying to make this point. The very widely distributed image from Into the Spider-Verse of Peter falling upside down. I'm gonna change it to something from this movie. I'm not sure what yet, but it's gonna be something from this movie. Honestly, the biggest thing that surprised me about this movie was the pacing. I don't know why, I guess. I especially considering that this is very much like part one, and then next year's Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is going to sort of continue where this movie left off. I was kind of expecting this movie to feel like overstuffed and maybe a bit rushed, because I was just kind of expecting for a lot to be going on. And no, this movie is actually paced really well. They let a surprising amount of just the moments in this movie breathe. Like, I was very surprised that we were getting certain sequences that went on for like a surprising amount of time. And again, I don't want to get into spoilers or anything, but they spend a lot of time with characters and their relationships with one another, and just really fleshing them out in a way that just kind of surprised me. I don't know. And speaking of characters, I really loved a lot of the new characters and even the old characters that we got to see more of. Gwen Stacy is by far the standout to me in this movie. Aside from Miles, right? Because Miles is the protagonist. But as far as like side characters, they really made Gwen like a standout character. They've been talking about potentially making a Spider-Gwen movie. The producer of the movie recently came out, and I was like, I don't know if we really need this. We might get they might start oversaturating the market with like Spider-Man content. Nah, listen, I'm absolutely down to watch a Spider-Gwen movie or Netflix series or Amazon Prime, whatever they want to do. I am absolutely down. But yeah, like pretty much every character gets enough to work with and enough for you to get invested in. Spider-Man 2099, he was really great. The villain, the Spot, they do a decent job with him as well. Miles, I think that they really sort of really dug deep into Miles. And again, I don't want to spoil anything, but they dig deep into him, what makes that character sort of special. And they actually, surprisingly, I feel like they tackle head on like some of the critiques of the character. I don't want to spoil anything, but they really, really make Miles yes, they obviously in the first movie he became like Spider-Man or whatever, but in this movie like he really comes into his own as a hero. And yeah, man, like everything from the action was absolutely wonderful. Seeing the way that like all the Spider-Men work together, I thought was a ton of fun. The relationship with his mom also, she's like fleshed out a lot more because she's like barely in the first one. And it's really more him and his dad. His relationship with his mom in this one is absolutely wonderful. And I will also say this. This is a phrase that gets way overused, but I do feel like
This is kind of the Empire Strikes Back of Spider-Man. It kind of is. Is it not? Is it not? Is it not? Tell me, tell me if you disagree with that. Like that phrase is overused, but it kind of does feel like the Empire Strikes Back of the Spider-Man verse. And to sort of go back to the beginning of of my little rant in this video here, I feel like unlike Dune, which I just did not connect with any of those characters, and the movie just ends weirdly. Nah, man, this movie develops characters, made me care about them, and by the end of this movie, even though yes, the story is obviously going to continue in the next movie, um, it still feels like a cohesive story where they build up certain themes, and then those themes sort of get resolved at the end of the movie, and it still feels like a movie. Like yes, things are going to happen in a future movie, no doubt about that, but this movie still works on its own, unlike Dune, in my opinion. Sorry if you like the big worms. My apologies. Don't attack me. Don't do me. Don't say mean things in the comments, or do say mean things in the comments and boost the algorithm of the video, because that would be really cool if you did that. Also, while you're doing that, you should probably subscribe, and you should also probably like the video. You actually shouldn't dislike the video, because there's like this weird feature with YouTube where if you dislike the video, it actually like raises the algorithm and boosts my video in the algorithm. So if you dislike me and you want my YouTube channel to suffer, you actually want to like the video. That's actually something that you want to do. And definitely write your comments, write multiple comments criticizing me, because that will derank my channel. So if you want bad things to happen to me, do all those things. But then also, if you want good things to happen to me, you should still do those things, because I don't want to like influence you to do anything that you don't want to do. I've completely lost the plot, just like Dune Part 1, the first Dune. So I guess I'm just gonna end the video here. It's amazing. It's a masterpiece. But you knew it was gonna be that. You knew it was gonna be those things. Who are you kidding? I'm done. Okay, bye.